Embedded in the original protocol was the ability to do smart contracts, very complex transactions. It had a full scripting language that meant it wasn't just for payments. It was for programmability, it was for tokenization, it was for all sorts of things that I think we are still going to learn what is possible. The actual use cases and functionalities is still going to be discovered every year. We've only just had the restored original functionality for a short amount of time here in BSV. Satoshi Nakamoto said, when I released this thing, I wanted it to remain set in stone. So I wanted to ensure that I included functionality for all sorts of use cases. That original protocol has all of the functionality you could ever want out of the system, on top of being built in a way that can scale to millions and billions transactions per second in the future. The idea of the protocol being set in stone is really important for a variety of reasons. In all of these blockchain communities, of which I was a part of and participated in, there's constant debate and argument over what to add to the protocol, what to take away from the protocol. How do you improve the system? What you find very quickly is that everyone has an opinion about everything. You're trying to get thousands of people across the globe to agree on whether something is a good idea or not. You usually don't have unanimous agreement. Years arguing with people over whether scaling the system was even a good idea. Everybody wants to improve the system, but they want to improve the system by changing the system, and they want to kind of leave their mark on the system. Once BSV was created and we all agreed to just restore the original protocol and not touch it again, there's a group of us in a room and we're like, wow, it's so nice to not be arguing over what to do with the protocol. We all can agree that we're not going to touch that thing. We're just going to build on top of it. And we can build on top of it knowing the thing that we're building on top of isn't going to change under us. And that's really freeing from the perspective of an application, a business, but also just as someone that's invested in the system. It is a technical challenge. We had to re-architect the entire node software. The node software itself was released in 2009, and it was designed in a very monolithic way. So breaking all of those pieces out into separate services is not a trivial task. It's a multifaceted reason why it's taken so long. Now that a lot of that core work has been done, further scaling the system is a lot easier than has been in the past. I think that there's a general myth about decentralization that has pervaded the blockchain world, because obviously there is a benefit in the fact that blockchains themselves are not singularly controlled. So in the case of BSV, for instance, right, there's multiple nodes in the network. So if one node goes down, the network keeps running. The blockchain isn't dependent on one individual node. And that's referred to as like the robustness of the system. Overall, every blockchain is somewhat centrally dependent on some core group of developers. In BSV, because we have a core philosophy that the core protocol is set in stone, we actually believe that removes all of the power that comes from being a centralized development group. Whereas in other blockchains, you have central development groups that claim the blockchain is decentralized and they don't actually have any power, and yet they can release software that changes the system and affects millions of people. The benefit of the system being set in stone is that we're removing any of the power that the association or any other centralized group of people could have over the system. You want to make sure the system is not dependent on a singular node or a singular person. And we have that in BSV. There's a competitive mining ecosystem with multiple nodes that are competing, and that's relying just on the core economic principles of the Bitcoin white paper. The association exists solely to actually ensure that the system doesn't change, thus removing any power that any kind of central group of people can have over the network.